Okay, Zach Eflin. Oh, wow. Whoa, I haven't seen a good outing out of Zach Eflin since May. What is going on, everyone? Wow, a victory. The Phillies bounced back. They blew up last night. We all know about it. So embarrassing. They find a way to do what they needed to do, and that's win a baseball game. They win 9-3. They beat down on the Marlins. Zach Eflin was good, and they had offense from two players in particular that, good days at the office from those two. But let's talk about Zach Eflin. Well, before we do, save yourself $20. SeatGeek promo code BROADS. It's essentially a free ticket. If you already used it, it's simple. Make a new email address. Forward it to your email address that you really use. You can get around it. Use the promo code. Listen, Zach Eflin was solid for one reason. His use of that sinker. He threw it 47% of the time tonight. He's executing it. He's putting it in great locations. He's using the bottom part of the plate, and it's forcing the hitters to ground out. He had 10 ground outs today, and it was really solid what he was doing. Now, you can compare it to the mindset of what Vin Velasquez has been doing, and that's using that rising fastball and trying to attack the upper part of the strike zone against hitters. You can argue that it works sometimes, but then once it gets figured out, he gets abused. Well, with Zach Eflin, this way of working the strike zone is fantastic, and it worked for him so well tonight. If he can use that sinker effectively, if he can be aggressive with it, if he can be confident in throwing it, we're talking about a totally different pitcher out there, and he put himself and put this team in a solid position to win the game, and that's all you can ask for right now with some of these guys that continue to go on the bump. Now, speaking of pitching, Nick Pivetta got sent down to AAA. And Gabe Kapler said he needs to be held accountable. Now, it does seem like when it comes to certain players, Gabe Kapler and this management pull the trigger a little bit sooner. Specifically, Nick Pivetta, Maikel Franco. But listen, it is what it is. Nick Pivetta to me stinks, but when you take a look at who they called up, how much better are those guys? So, weigh your options, but I'm totally cool with Nick Pivetta getting sent down. As for Zach Eflin, though, we're not done. My man produced offensively. He had 2 hits. So let's talk about swinging the bats. That's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Zach Eflin was really good today. Let's talk about the offense and the 2 guys that produced tonight. Corey Dickerson, 4 for 5, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs, explosive. Now, his numbers against righties and the way he's slugging right now, it's elite, and it's fun to watch. And I loved the move at the deadline to acquire Corey Dickerson because I know he's just a professional. He's been through it. He can really stroke it. He can really find a way to put the bat on the ball, and you can see that in his last 5 games. He has 4 extra base hits and 9 RBIs. He's been a stud, and he's really been helping the fact that Bryce Harper's not in the lineup. I miss Bryce Harper. And you can see the difference with Bryce Harper in and out defensively. And what I mean by that is Brad Miller is playing third base because Scott Kingery has to get moved to the outfield. Brad Miller hasn't been the strongest in that position right now. He had another little how do you do there. So, it's not like Brad Miller has been anything special there at third base, but it's all because of Bryce Harper's absence, and we will get him back on Monday, which is going to be great. So, Corey Dickerson stepped up big, and so did Scott Kingery. He blasted a home run out of this ballpark, a 3-run shot, and we found a way to really produce offensively, 12 total hits, but we also took advantage of the Marlins pitching. That was brutal. 10 total walks. They were walking guys left and right. They couldn't find anything. Their pitching staff was really bad today. They had an inning where they threw a total of 62 pitches. That was in the 4th inning. It was long, only because at the end of the day, listen, it's not just the fact that the guy threw, the team threw 62 pitches as a whole in that inning, but he was taking his time. One of those pitchers. It seemed like it was 3 minutes in between each pitch. Yo, dude, let's go. Let's speed it up. I got things to do tonight. You know what I mean? Holy hell. And it's funny because when I'm watching the Phillies play the Marlins in Miami on TV, and I'm not talking about the product on the field. I'm talking about the energy. It's so quiet. You hear the drums, right? You hear the drums. Maybe you hear a little bit of music. The intensity, because of how empty the ballpark is, it makes it not even fun as a fan watching on TV. It's a snooze fest. How the hell is that possible? How is it to that level that it's so empty? No one cares. No one wants to go. I read up a good point on the Marlins, and it doesn't make sense that the organization stinks, that nobody wants to go there. When you think of the nationality and a lot of players with the nationality that fits Miami, you would think that could be a good culture fit. And not only that, the tax situation, it's weird that Miami isn't this destination for baseball at the end of the day, and it's crazy that no fans care about it at all. It's unbelievable. I love the fact that Nick Pivetta got sent down. I really do love it. It cracks me up. You know me, he's a hate the face for me. I can't stand it. He's bad. He has one good outing in every 12 outings, so then he gets all fired up and pumped up and woohoo. And Nick Pivetta, you stink. All right, you stink. So let's see how long he's down in the minors for. He was interviewed after everything went down, of course, and it was a weird vibe when it came to how it all played out with Gabe Kapler's thoughts to the media and how disappointed Nick Pivetta was. He's a child at the end of the day. He's a child. His personality is, I don't know. It bothers me because I feel like he's not mature enough. That's just reality. Tomorrow we have Aaron Nola on the mound. And finding a way to win the last two games of the series after that abysmal game one, you walk out of the series a little bit differently. Your head is held up high. You have a smile on your face. And when you look at the wild card right now, we're 1.5 games back right now of the Chicago Cubs. The Mets fell to the Braves again. So we're hanging in. We knew it was going to be this way. We're hanging in. Oh, by the way, Zach Eflin, 0 walks. So he found a way to be really effective. I know I just randomly thought about that, but I was impressed because we haven't seen a good outing out of Zach Eflin, but you knew it had to come at some point. And hopefully he can build some confidence out of this outing. Because he did very well early in the year. And I know it's hard to keep that up because the season's so long and you pitch so much and you go through so much physically. And realistically, mentally as well, because you can see him going downhill with the mental side of the game. But we've seen him do well. So why can't he get back to that? And we saw a really good 6-inning performance out of him. And like I said, it possibly could have been 7. But I'm okay with it. You win the ball game. I'm not going to nitpick at the fact that Zach Eflin got pulled after 6. As for the game itself, though, it was just one-sided. You know, you had the one inning where the Phillies put up a bunch of runs there in the 4th, and there were a lot of walks, and it was a slow-paced game. It was not really insanely entertaining, but I will value wins right now over how I process the entertainment value, because let's just keep racking up wins and see if this team can find a way to sneak their asses into the playoffs. That's the most important thing. So as for tomorrow, hopefully guys like Corey Dickerson can feed off this hot stretch. You have Rhys Hoskins going 0 for 3 again today, but he walks 3 times, and it's so weird to me, this Rhys Hoskins situation. He is walking, and he's seeing pitches, and he's working the pitchers, and that's all great. And as a whole, this entire team saw so many pitches today from the Marlins pitching staff, and it was crazy. But as for Rhys Hoskins, Yeah, it's great, but at the same time, the guy has the skill set to be able to be way more productive than just finding ways to walk. Am I right? Now, today he batted in the second spot, so you always got to think about, well, where is he batting? Because then, mentally, it's a different approach to the plate. If he's leading off, sure, you can value those walks more than if he's batting third or batting fourth or whatever the case may be. So, it's just weird. And it's so unique, and it's something I keep my eye on every single night the Phillies play, because what is Rhys Hoskins right now? Where is he? What's his role? What's his identity? Does anybody know? It's almost as if he's letting pitches go that he could crush because he's trying to work the count or whatever. So whatever. I'm happy the Phillies won. I'm pretty pumped for tomorrow, and I feel like we're in a good position to win the series with Aaron Nola on the bump. Hopefully they can find a way to get that done, because if not, I will be pissed. But we got to continue. We got to continue this stretch. Got to continue to put wins together. The offense seems to be there a little bit, right? It hasn't been that dead offense that we have seen for a couple months in the middle of the season. It's as if there's some rhythm there, and that's without Bryce Harper. But that's also going up against the Marlins pitching staff, which you saw today, not so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I'll see you next time.